How's it going, everybody? My name's Marcus, aka Twist Motion. Welcome to the deck. Today, we're going to be looking at DarkV's decks. He is the champion of the Summoners War Lost Centuria World Showdown. A little bit about DarkV and his playstyle. He's definitely a very well-rounded player. You're going to see him pick attack buffers, one-shot type of monsters. He might even try to control you a little bit. Let's go ahead and check out the first deck that he used against Mav King to win him the victory. For the first game, DarkV is going with 2 attack buffs, one which can provide a hefty shield that will most definitely prolong this game by reducing in some incoming damage. Following those buffs, he has Showdown, Tessa, Thrain, and with attack 3 up, those monsters are going to do some serious AoE damage, you best believe it. 3 keys: attack buffs, massive damage, and speed boosts. It looks like Shannon and Showdown ended up getting banned, and respectfully at that. Kona and Lucian end up being the replaced monsters for the bans. This can be a very sneaky and powerful combination, allowing Lucian to attack twice back to back. Looking at the spells replaced, Weakness Found is replaced for Blood Curtain in order to sustain more incoming damage. Realistically, looking at DarkV and what counters Mav King can actually bring to him, it's only really Divine Protection spell. Once he has Divine Protection spell in his hand, and if he's able to play it correctly, Lucian's not going to really be able to do that much damage. But again, Lucian can be brought back by Kona. So, who knows? Let's take a look at the first game. The first play from DarkV is to actually wait. Wait and save that mana for his combinations. Who would have thought? He sees the combo from Mav King, Showdown and Kona. Basically, Showdown's gonna go, Kona's gonna bring him back, Showdown's gonna attack again the backline. But what does DarkV do? He actually waits patiently. He lets that combo go off halfway, but before Showdown can go again, he uses Ganny. What does Ganny do? Ganny's gonna have a chance to destroy the cards in your hand, and guess what? Bye-bye combination. One thing to point out too, following Ganny destroying the cards in his hand and totally messing up his combination, he follows up with some speed boosts. What does that do? Not only does his opponent not have any cards to play, but he is ramping up his mana exponentially. Throughout this game, we notice DarkV always holding on to enough mana in order to play specifically Kona and Lucian. Once this combo is played correctly by DarkV, you can notice how much damage this has done to Mav King extremely early on in the game, and is really setting the pace for the victory on game 1. Although it still ended up being a very close match, Megan was actually able to 1v1 the Showdown with very little life left. If that Showdown just had a sliver more life, it could have been a whole different story. Turn of the tides, baby. So, looking at the second game, DarkV initially brings almost a very identical front line with an exception of Kamoon. But if you look at his back line, it's completely changed. He's switching it up and really trying to throw off his opponent Mav King. After the pick and ban phase, Lapis and Rakan were respectfully banned. They were replaced with Copper and Tessa. With Copper now paired with Shannon, that is some serious damage. Also, Vitality Conversion and Blood Curtain were replaced with Brand of Doomsday and Spoil. Some of the key units of this match is going to be Shannon and Copper. Like I said, extra defense up, extra damage for Copper. And following that, if Prelia is able to get an AoE shield break off, you know Copper's going to destroy some units instantly. DarkV starts the match with speed boosting his monsters and essentially trying to cycle out his cards as fast as possible in order to get his combos in hand. During this process, he is able to provide his attack up, defense up with Shannon. Can't go wrong with Shannon. The moment DarkV has his buffs applied and sees both Kona and Copper in his hand, he then plays Copper with defense up, allowing this monster to deal extra damage if he has more defense than the other monsters he's attacking. Following with Kona to bring Copper back in order to finish the job. The front line is practically gone. After the combo was played correctly, at this point, all DarkV has to do is align his counters correctly, play smooth, keep a level head, and he's got the victory. After the pick and ban phase, Shannon and Prelia have been banned this time around and replaced with Megan and Rosvel. One thing also to mention, Rakan in the backline is an extremely scary unit. Whenever you have control or you're trying to control that back line. When it's a very close, tight-knit situation, Rakan typically will prevail as he gets immunity every time he uses a skill. DarkV, right off the gate, decides to apply branding with Rosvelg, baits the cleanse, and brings back Rosvelg with Kona to apply more branding. Essentially throughout this match, DarkV is using Rosvelg as a replacement for Shield Break, practically replacing his banned unit Prelia. This match gets pretty close to the wire towards the end, but with Rakan in the backline always applying immunity, prevents Thrain from really capitalizing on that solo potential that he has, ultimately closing out the game for DarkV once again for the victory. Guess what? DarkV decides to go with the same team again. Why? Because it's been working for him. Why fix it? DarkV brought the same team as game 2 and 3 because there are so many options if specific units get banned. After playing against the same deck multiple times from DarkV, Mavking seems to have run out of options and chooses not to ban any monsters this time around. One of the key units in this match, in my opinion, is Prelia and her purple skill stone. It's really going to set the pace, stun a lot of units, and maybe dictate this game. So let's go into game number 4. DarkV sets the pace by playing Prelia twice back to back with Kona in hand. Brand of Doomsday is the first spell given to DarkV. That is a very clutch moment. You see him waiting patiently for the frontline unit Molong to be the lowest HP monster on the field. Why? This means Brand of Doomsday will be applied to the monster and work its magic very early on into the game. As you can see, after Brand of Doomsday was applied correctly, it almost wiped out Mavking's entire team, very much sealing the victory for DarkV on game 4 extremely early on. What a way to close this set. And that's the breakdown of the 4 main decks that DarkV uses to bring him victory and become the first Summoner's War Lost Centuria World Showdown champion. Congratulations, DarkV.